friends, it's Buckley, and welcome back to Studio Rescue. Now today we're going to go meet Steve Lesema. Steve's got a pretty cool setup. He's kind of reconverted a guest house into a studio. And it's a pretty nice setup, but does need some help. That's why he called me. So let's go rescue Steve's studio. Hey, Steve.
Francis.
How are you, man?
Oh, man. Glad you made it out. Thanks for coming.
Man, my pleasure. Well, I got your message. And I'm here. You're having some problems here in your room?
Yeah. I can't get things to sound right. It sounds like I'm getting too many reflections off the walls.
Right.
My mixes aren't really sounding quite accurate. I'm hearing some odd things. So I was wondering what you could do, some advice.
Well,
you could help me out.
just kind of take a quick look around. What happened to the walls?
Well, I did have some makeshift type of soundproofing.
Right.
But I just took it down. It wasn't really
Right.
making a difference.
Okay. Well, I'm sure it was probably making a difference. You just might not have noticed. Okay.
Yeah.
But we'll take care of that. Our friends at Acoustics have supplied us with some really nice acoustic material. But just in a quick survey, you got a lot of stuff in here.
Okay.
It's kind of crowded. That's the first thing for me is the visual thing can almost make you feel like you're not getting everything because you just feel cramped in, maybe we get rid of some of this stuff. And then kind of the classic sort of thing, you've got your desk set over here.
Right.
Okay. Now, obviously, that's your recording room.
Yes.
And I would imagine that when you're sitting here and recording, you've got to kind of lean like this.
Actually, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I have to kind of look over.
Yeah. So my thought would be is that we take this and we turn it this way. Okay? That way, because see, you're not in balance. What you've got is you've got a speaker right here, right? And you've got no wall over here. Right? So you're off balance. But if we turn it this way and get ourselves centered in the room, then you will have, you're going to have a piece of glass here, and you're going to have a hard surface over here.
Right.
In a home studio, there's always some obstacle that you can't get past, and this is going to be your obstacle right here. But I think if we at least get you turned and get you balanced, it's going to sound a lot more even in here. It's going to sound you're going to get more of what you're looking for if you first of all take advantage of the balance of the room.
Okay.
And I noticed as I came through your recording room that you got some speaker stands.
Yes,
we
I
may
do.
be able to pull this a little further out from the wall and take these speakers and put them on the stands, give you a little bit more throw to the speakers because these are big enough that you're sitting right on top of them.
Right.
And the bigger the speaker, the further back you want to move away from them. But we have to set the speakers first.
Okay.
Because you have to set the speakers and then everything else has to revolve around your speaker setup because that's the most important. Okay? So it doesn't look like a whole lot. It's more getting stuff out of here. And fortunately, this is all on wheels. It's a little island.
Easy
and
roll
it's just a quick turn. We'll get those speakers pulled in and it'll be a cool thing.
That sounds great.
So let's rescue Steve's studio. And here we go! Boy, once one of these studio rescues gets underway, there's no stopping it. Right now, we're looking at about 60 inches. Right? Now, to finish the triangle, we need to come out to here, and the ideal spot for you would actually be a little further back.
Okay.
Now, we have a choice. We can either move ourselves further back in the room. This is about as far from the wall, or as close to the wall, I should say. This is about as close to the wall as I would want to be with the speakers, because I really don't want them in the corner. We're going to put our bass traps in here anyways. So I'm thinking... At first, I thought the speaker stands would be a good idea, but I'm seeing now that it's going to get you sitting too far back in the room. Okay? So I think what we might do is we might put them back up here.
Okay.
Now we're looking at about 36 inches, and look at that.
Where I'm at.
Get up into your position.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Okay.
Perfect.
Now you're on the triangle. Okay. Remember, there's only one sweet spot in the room. Okay, and that sweet spot is the apex of that triangle. That's the sweet spot. Hopefully it is the apex, and I don't get a call from some mathematician saying, no, it's not the apex, it's the vortex. But what I might want to do, though, is push this guy back so that we get the screen back behind the speakers. okay, so we don't get any, reflection off the
I see.
screen.
Okay.
I mean, you can get it so that it's nicely centered in there. This is a little more aesthetic than practical, if you will. Okay. So this would basically be your setup. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find what's called the angle of first reflection. And the angle of first reflection is where the first waves coming off of the speaker encounter the wall. Okay. And the way we do that is there's a little mirror. Now I'm going to take this mirror and I'm going to slide it along the wall without moving out of your position. Don't lean forward or try to look for the speaker. I'm going to slide it along. When you see the cone of that speaker in this mirror, you tell me. Okay. And just slide
right there.
right here. Okay. All right. We're going to take a little piece of tape and we're just going to mark it. Now, this doesn't have to be that exact. I'm going to put a panel here. But it's just got to be in this area so that we catch this first angle. All right, well, let's get our acoustic treatment put up, shall we?
Great. This looks awesome, Francis.
Got it set?
Oh, man, it's amazing.
Well, like I said before, the main purpose of the panels is to control, not kill. Okay? We don't have everything covered. You're going to have to do a little touching up here from the old stuff. But I've got the panels set over there which are acting more as the cover for that hole. That's not really your angle of first reflection. Your angle of first reflection is where we measured with the tape right in the middle of the glass. But if you, like I said, if you pull the curtains from that side and put them over here, you're going to have something. These are set for your angle of first reflection. I set the middle of the panel right about at the height of your ears, so you've got equal coverage. And we've got our really nice new acoustic bass traps. Those things are really nice. Again, set at the same height as this. And really what it's doing, bass energy has a tendency to travel along the walls and build up in the corners. And this just catches the bass in there, takes all the energy out of it so it stops moving along the walls. Remember what I said when we first got started, that there's always going to be some problem that you can't get past. You can't tear the room down and rebuild it. You got to kind of work with what you got. So you get that curtain hung up there, I think it'll be fine. Okay, great. So why don't you have a seat in the center here?
All right.
Okay. See how everything feels? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, why don't we do this? Why don't you go ahead and get it all fired up?
Okay.
Okay. Make sure everything's working, and I'll be right back.
Okay, great.
This is for you. This is our gift to you for saying thanks for letting us come out and rescue your studio.
Wow.
This is from RØDE microphone. This is an NT2A large cap condenser microphone. This is one of my favorite microphones, man. I use this thing on everything. It's one of the sweetest sounding mics. It's got your 3 polar patterns, your 2 roll-offs, and your 2-position pad. Okay? And it comes with this really neat shock mount. Right? It's a really sturdy shock mount and this really trick windscreen that's built into it that gets you right up in the position. It's got a little thing in here that allows you to telescope to get it right into the exact position. Really trick little setup.
Wow.
And it comes with one more thing. It comes with what's called a flexi screen light. And the flexi screen light is this shield here that goes on the pole in the back like this. And it goes down here like this and forms a little vocal booth.
That is
Take
too
care
cool,
of
man.
any unwanted waves that may be coming in from the background.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a portable vocal booth.
Thank you so much,
Yeah, man,
That
our
is
pleasure.
so cool.
Thanks for letting us
That's
come out
awesome.
and do this. And this is really going to help you. You got your cool, nice mic pre there. This is really going to be a compliment to that, and it's really going to help you out. So, well, sit down, get to work. I want to hear some great stuff coming out of this room. And Steve's studio has been rescued. Hey, that was a pretty cool studio rescue. I like the way we got the room turned so that we're taking advantage of the shape of the room, getting everything set in there symmetrically, making sure the speakers were in the right place. And of course, we replaced the old panels that Steve had taken down off the wall with those nice new acoustics panels. Panels, bass traps, and the flexi screen light that goes around the microphone. Thanks, Acoustics, for all that stuff. And RØDE microphone, thanks for the NT2A microphone. because I know that both the microphones and the panels are going to go a long way to help Steve get out of his studio what he's hoping for.
Every single night and day on the road away, I wanna be home.
I'm Francis Buckley. We'll see you again on another Studio Rescue. Ooh, I struck RØDE. And if your studio's in need of a rescue, just log on to rodemic.com/studio rescue and let us see what we can do for you. Now back to the digging.